Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to another Marriage Monday where we spend Mondays talking about marriage. My name's Amir.
My name is Kamara.
And today we're going to talk about the
dowry.
dowry. Question of the week.
So for guys, what is the maximum amount you are willing to do for a dowry? Well, give for a dowry.
Women, what do you want for a dowry?
Comment below. For those of you who don't know what the dowry or mahar is, it is a bridal gift that is given to the bride from the husband. So it is the husband's responsibility to come up with the cash, the camels, or the cows.
It is something that is mentioned in the Quran, and it's something that the husband is owed, or the groom is owed to the bride, and the only way that you're able to forgo that is if the woman herself says that, you don't have to pay this.
Yeah, like she's like, man, you know what? I don't need a dowry. I don't want one. I'm giving up my right to this dowry. But let's just be clear that it is a right. And once you give it up, you can't be like, there's no like takes backsies. You can't put in your contract, I give up my right, and then y'all get married. You're like, what about my dowry though? Like, you never gave me a dowry.
Right.
Girl, you gave it up.
Yeah.
So like,
once you give up your rights,
yeah,
your rights are gone.
Yeah, it's gone. You wrote it over. So if you're thinking about giving up your dowry, think hard, because you ain't getting it back.
Let's talk about,
can your parents take your dowry?
Can your parents take your dowry?
No, your parents cannot take your dowry.
Your parents cannot take your dowry.
Although there is opinion. I can't believe from which madhab. I can't remember from which madhab that it says that your parents can like put a condition on your dowry that they get something as well. So you'll find in certain cultures that they'll have like the dad be like, yeah, okay, my daughter wants this, then you got to give me something too. So depending on what madhab you follow, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
But he definitely cannot take your entire dowry. That's being oppressive. So your dowry is your dowry.
One important thing is that a lot of people just get caught up in the money, but you can propose other things other than money, like objects. You can propose providing someone with a different type of opportunity, which may be going to Hajj, might be just
going on a vacation. It could be a house. It could be books. It could be a surah. It could be it could be anything. Like, dowry doesn't have to be money. A lot of people, their dowry is gold and jewelry and cars and things like that. So it's not like you have to have money, but having money, in my opinion, is kind of nice.
The more money you have, the easier it will be for you to get married.
Yeah.
Pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Because just like with anything else, like superstars, NBA stars, and everything like that, they have more money. It's easier for them to find women.
I guess.
It's a fact, man. Listen, if you have money, that like for a lot of people that crosses off a lot of things.
Having money definitely eliminates a struggle, but
if you pray 5 times a day and you have like $100K in the bank, you don't have to worry about finding a wife.
So you're saying that if you're doing the
bare minimum
and you have money
and you have money, you don't have to worry about finding a wife. If you're doing a lot and you have a little, if you're doing a lot and you have a little, good luck.
No way. Women are not that superficial. Anyway, a lot of times people have a problem with Muslims having like diamond rings. Like in mine, for example, I have a diamond ring, and people stop me. I have gotten multiple messages about this. Like, sister, your ring, it is haram. You can't have that ring. It's it's imitating the kafirs. You can't have a ring for marriage. And it's like, first of all, my ring it's not a symbol of our like union like with Christianity. Christianity, you have to, when rings are brought forth, like you have to have a ring, and that that symbolizes the union. And one, it's not a diamond ring, it's a ring band, okay? These are engagement rings in Western culture, not wedding rings. Gonna throw that out there. Secondly, this is part of my dowry. So what are you saying? Like, it's part of my dowry. I can't wear my dowry? Hadith, the Prophet says, if you're trying to get married, bro, I'm obviously not speaking verbatim, but you know, go get a dowry, even if it's like an iron ring.
Mm-hmm.
I chose silver.
Yeah.
Well, you chose silver. I mean, if you don't like it, just don't get one. The different amounts. Okay, there's like a huge wide variety of dowry.
There's a
prices.
wide variety. So we did a poll on Instagram. And
a question and answer thing.
From like what was it? 30,
a lot of
30K to like.
No, okay. So the smallest amount that someone said is $5. Okay.
Yeah.
The largest amount is like 50K.
Mm-hmm.
And when it's in a branch of 50K, it's between like 20 to 50K. That's like the average in their community.
Yeah.
And this is in pounds, euros, Canadian, whatever they have, dollars. I don't know. Mm-hmm. One person said they also get sheep.
Yeah. They
get money and sheep. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Money and sheep.
Money and sheep, yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's like
a lot of cotton.
It's not cotton, it's wool. So it's like when you're trying to get married, I'm not going to say make your dowry that high, because you want to make things, you know, extremely easy, but not like extremely difficult.
Yeah, in most cases, you'll kind of know like the situation of whoever you're marrying. So if you're proposing or if you're offering a dowry, you know, be considerate of the spouse whom you care about and you love, because, you know, that might really hinder them and
it's going to hinder you as well.
Make your relationship more rocky to start. Like, you know, if he feels like he's really putting forth a lot, and like when they get married, you know, he's getting like attitude and stuff like that, you know, he's gonna be like, man, I'm paying this. I'm still trying to pay off $40,000.
Yeah, you know, that's the funny thing is people are like, you know, it's $10,000, but it doesn't have to be all at once. It's over a time, kind of like, you know, kind of like a allowance. But then I'm thinking, if you're doing your dowry that way, where it's like an allowance, your husband is already financially responsible for you, so you're already supposed to get like money for him, you know, to spend. So it's like, why have your dowry that much when, you know, like after you reach 10,000, do you stop getting money from him? You know. Yeah. So it's like, there's no point of making your dowry so high.
After you guys get 10,000, does he stop?
Yeah, he's like he cuts it off. He's like, you're done.
Like, you're done, man. You half. I need half for the rent. I need half for the bills. Half for the food.
Be reasonable with your dowry, you know. Like Amir was saying, like, you know who you're marrying. You know if they can afford it or not. And if they can't afford it, when it's something that's really like out there, you know, if you know half the people in your community or more than half the people in your community are not balling like that, then let's be realistic. Your dowry can't be high like that, you know? It's like the best dowry is a dowry that is simple. You know, it doesn't have to be money like we said. It could be something like, you know, what we said earlier. But doing all these extreme things, it's going to put y'all in debt.
Yeah, it is.
It's going to put, like, you could spend that on something else. Like, you know, you could even cut down the extravagant walima and go on a trip or something, you know?
Yeah.
Buy a house. That's a down payment.
Yeah. Another thing that we kind of like to mention is that, you know, out of all the cultures and stuff that, you know, in dealing with dowry, Americans have the biggest, probably like the biggest issues with dowry. I don't know if it's because, I mean, American weddings are very expensive. Like, and
American Muslim weddings aren't that expensive. American weddings are expensive.
No, I'm saying American weddings are very expensive, but American Muslim weddings aren't as expensive. No. Like, American Muslims are very cheap. Okay, let's just put it out there. So like, when someone, if you're marrying an American, know that like they're not trying to give you more than like 5,000 or 10,000 in most cases. 10,000 is at the upper, like probably upper, you know, unless like Allahu Alam, but 10,000 is like upper. They're trying to give you about 5,000 max. That 5,000 is probably is still baked into your
everything.
Into everything.
Like
so
mine.
Then as far as cash, they're gonna give you something less. And so like Americans, I don't know why it is, but it's just that I think maybe it's possibly because like a lot of American American Muslims aren't as well off because it's just I don't know.
I don't know. Okay, so from my dealing with American Muslims, okay.
I mean, even if I've known some well-off Muslims that.
No, I mean
American
like in
Muslims,
the process of trying to get married, other than you know, dealing with like stipulating like what my dowry is. There have been American Muslims who were like, I don't even understand why you need a dowry, you know. So that point is right there. It's like, bruh, no. You know, that's where you ended right there. But it's like a lot of American Muslims do have this mentality. It's like, why do I have to give you a dowry, you know?
Right.
It's like, who are you to receive this money from me?
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like if you weren't Muslim, you'd be buying a ring, buying like a $2,000 dress, you know, renting out a freaking hall. Like it would be so expensive. Like they spend a lot of money. I mean, granted, I think they do balance the cost a little bit more than Muslims do. A lot of people who are buying rings for their spouses, right? They're spending a lot of money. Americans do not go cheap on their rings. Like,
they don't.
They're usually trying to get like a $20,000 ring.
Yeah.
But it'll be like on a loan or something like that. But still, I mean, they're trying to get a very expensive ring.
We don't want to stereotype. Wow, that's not even a word.
Yeah.
Stereotype all Americans. Obviously, we're American, you know, and alhamdulillah, we didn't have an issue with stipulating dowry.
Yeah.
I don't know. My dad was like, "No, you need to ask for more." I'm like, "Dad, I don't need all that." Honestly, I legit forgot what mine was, like what the total amount was.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I just remember the ring, the walima, and some money. But it wasn't like extreme. It was. I think it was reasonable. I think it was between 3,000 to 5,000 total. I think that was a total. Oh no, it was more than that. I think it was about 5,000 total, with everything equaled out to.
Something like that. You know, be reasonable, and may Allah make it easy on anyone who's trying to get married. Wedding season is it around the corner?
It's now. Yeah, basically. But Ramadan just ended. People were making dua for a spouse. Yep.
So wait, now is the time to get on it right now.
Yeah, if you don't have your money saved for a dowry, you better start saving. If you don't have an idea of what you want for a dowry, you know, ask around, think of the average, and think about what's reasonable, what's not reasonable. Yeah. But don't let people lowball you. If you're talking about my dowry is like, you know, $3,000, someone's like, I could give you $30. Wow. You know, because there's like
that's,
this.
That's 10%.
There's like this. There's this madhab that says that.
Well, that's 1%.
Well, that's like you just quick math. But yeah, there's like a madhab that says that you know, there is a cap on dowry, but they're saying like the max is the suda, which is like 12. I forgot what it's called. I don't even know. I'm not even gonna try to say, but it equal to about like $30 American or something like that, right? So they're saying the Prophet he gave this to his wives and he accepted this for his daughters. Yeah. But at the same time, the Prophet wasn't very, you know, he wasn't like a rich man. Yeah. So this is like what he had. So I'm just gonna throw it out there. Like, don't let people lowball you if, you know, like especially like if your family is wealthy. You know,
if they have a lot and you ask for and they try to give you a little, you know, you can ask for more. And, you know, maybe you'll end up with that person. Maybe you won't. Maybe they'll find someone who's a little bit cheaper than you. Alhamdulillah.
Someone they could afford, and that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Sometimes one person's where one door closes, another one opens. Yeah. You know, and you might get someone who's willing to offer you more from the get-go, and you'll be living rough the rest of your life, but. And then that other person will marry someone who wanted less money, and they'll be beneficial and prosperous in the dunya.
We're talking about a balance though. Nothing too little, nothing too extreme. A nice balance, because it's like something too little is like change. You know, what you can make in like literally 30 minutes based on minimum wage.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
it's like, do you even have a job? $30? Do you work?
I can't even cover gas. What are you gonna do with that? I can't even cover gas. It really just can't. Not even a full tank.
Well, listen, babe. Wherever we go, it's gotta be walking distance.
Okay, so to summarize this video, the dowry is a gift that is to be given to the bride.
Mm-hmm.
What else did we say?
The bride can forfeit the rights to having a dowry.
But you cannot persuade her to do so. That's messed up. That's wrong. Don't do that. The dowry is not for her parents or her family. It's for her. And it doesn't have to be money.
Right.
It could be anything.